Let's face it, conflict is inevitable, but it doesn't have to resemble a fight or an argument that leaves you feeling broken and drained. In fact, conflict can be an opportunity that strengthens your relationships if you know how to approach it with the right mindset and tools. So today I'm going to walk you through 5 essential steps to resolving conflict in relationships in a healthy way that leads to growth, understanding, and a deeper connection with your partner. The first concept to understand is that truth is subjective. Now, what do I mean by that is that when conflict arises, it's very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your version of the events is the only and ultimate truth. But here's something powerful to understand. So whenever something happens, there's the event that occurs, then there's your experience of the event, so how it makes you feel, and then there's the story that you create about what that means. And this story is where most conflicts begin. So have you ever had an argument where it feels like you're both arguing about 2 completely different things or recounting 2 completely different events? And then you get frustrated at each other because both of you are so entrenched in your own perspective that the conflict starts to escalate. And the more you argue your own point of view, the more disconnected you feel from your partner. You both end up feeling accused and misunderstood. And you might even start thinking that the other person is crazy or they have no idea what they're talking about. But here's the truth. If we dial it back a little bit, we need to understand that both people are right from their own perspective. Your experience is valid and so is your partner's. Both perspectives are equally as valid as each other because the way that you perceive a situation is based on your unique values, your past experience, and also the emotional state you were in at the time. And so naturally, you and your partner will experience things very differently. So realize that their reality is every bit as real to them as yours is to you. And recognize that truth is subjective and both versions of the truth are real. And that will really help you shift your mindset. When you do this, it creates the space for you both to truly hear each other. When you approach conflict from this place of empathy, where you hold both truths as equally as important, you're no longer focused on being right or trying to win the argument. And instead, you're focused on understanding each other. And that is the first step towards resolving conflict. The key to resolving conflict is to move beyond your own version of the truth and create a shared reality together. So instead of this is my truth and this is your truth, it becomes this is our truth. And you do this by understanding where they're coming from and finding a common ground that you can both agree on together. And this allows you to incorporate both parties' perspectives in order to find a shared solution. So closely tied into this is the idea of cultivating a mindset where you're both on the same side. So when we're in conflict, it's because there's 2 opposing sides. Resolving conflict is about dissolving that duality and seeing that there are no sides and you're both on the same team. One of the most powerful things you can do in a relationship is to face your own emotional wounds and triggers. The greatest gift you can offer to those that you love is the willingness to do your own healing work. You know, it's okay to have wounds, it's okay to be flawed, but it's important that you face those head on and take responsibility for them. And when both partners are committed to personal growth, it becomes so much easier to navigate conflicts because you're 2 individuals that are growing and evolving together. Love is about choosing to confront your own pain for the sake of your partner and making sure that they don't become the collateral damage of your emotional baggage. So when you're doing the work to heal, you show up as a much more grounded, patient and understanding partner. And so whenever challenges arise, as they inevitably will, you're much less reactive and you're more able to navigate those situations with love and understanding. And this becomes a positive feedback loop. So as you heal individually, you'll see your relationship really start to flourish. And that in turn further provides the support to help you grow. And this process actually deepens your bond with your partner and makes the relationship more fulfilling and more nourishing and sustainable in the long term. So many of us have a subconscious belief that conflict is bad because we didn't have healthy modeling growing up. You know, maybe we had parents who had explosive fights and arguments, and this led us to shy away from conflict and assume that if we're in conflict with our partner, then it's a bad sign. But the issue isn't in the conflict itself, it's about developing the skills for healthy conflict resolution. So instead of viewing conflict as something scary and something to be avoided, we have to develop the skills to navigate disagreement in a constructive way. And once you do this, you'll find that conflict becomes a really wonderful opportunity that not only helps you expand your perspective, but it helps you get to know your partner better and helps you to grow together as a couple. Conflict isn't a sign that your relationship is falling apart. It's an opportunity to learn more about each other and to work through your triggers and grow together. Your true growth in a relationship happens when both partners lean into discomfort and face challenges together. It's through overcoming obstacles together that the relationship can evolve and become stronger. So don't shy away from discomfort or conflict. Embrace it as part of the process of having a healthy relationship. Self-respect is key in any relationship. However, self-respect is not the same as pride or ego. Now, self-respect is an inner knowing of your value, whereas pride and ego tend to stem from a place of insecurity. So when we feel like we're not enough, we defend ourselves by insisting we're always right or needing to prove our worth. And in conflict, pride and ego can create unnecessary barriers to connection. They prevent us from being vulnerable and being able to say things like, I'm sorry, I messed up, you're right, I could have handled that differently. And when you have humility and you leave your ego at the door, you become a much better partner. Humility isn't about losing self-respect. It's about realizing that you don't always need to be right in order to be loved, respected, or worthy. At the heart of ego is the belief that we need to defend ourselves, to prove our actions, and to be perfect in order to earn love and respect. But once you understand that you're allowed to mess up, you can be in the wrong, and you're still worthy of love and forgiveness nonetheless, you can let go of the need to protect your pride and your ego, and you can have more humility. Remember, healing yourself and letting go of ego isn't just for you, it's for the relationship. The more that you're willing to look within, the better partner that you're going to be. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.